No, it's 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. We definitely know what we want, um, and how we want it. That's definitely a fact. But why don't we segue? So we actually have a very special guest, Miss Broussard, who is very influential in her mission to spread awareness and to really give life on the issue of childhood sexual abuse. She's an author of a book titled "iComfortable Victim,"
Yes.
which looks pretty interesting. It's a fictional tale, and it looks like it has a little bit of everything in it, a little bit of mystery, a little bit of some juicy details and things of that nature. So we're gonna welcome Miss Broussard to the show. So everybody, a round of applause for her, Miss Victoria Broussard. So how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm excellent. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, can you
I
hear
can
us?
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, we can hear
yes,
you
we can
loud
hear
and
Good.
clear,
you.
loud and clear. So tell us, just dive right in. Tell us about this book. I love the cover for it. The cover actually speaks to what the book is
Right,
about.
right.
So just give us a little bit of background history about how this book came to be.
Well, as you said, the book is what I like to call therapeutic fiction, which in a way is a completely new genre of writing because the way I saw my life story and the way my life unfolded, I felt as though telling my story would just be another kind of conventional way of discussing childhood sexual abuse, but I really thought that housing my story in a fictional tale where I was able to bring out drama, I was able to really speak to a lot of people's issues with regard to childhood sexual abuse and really span a large amount of information and condense it into a fictional tale that was entertaining, that was fun, that was educational, therapeutic, as well as provocative, and got people really talking about an idea and about a very hidden, very secreted, very devastating consequence for people who are survivors and who are adults who have never disclosed and never really got to resolve these issues from childhood sexual abuse. It's very daunting and devastating. I was a victim of childhood sexual abuse from the time I was 5 until around 14.
Wow.
And during that time, you go through a number of situations where you want to tell, but your abusers are telling you not to tell.
Mhm.
And so I never told. After it happened the first time, I never told again because the way my grandmother handled it, which is also depicted in the book,
Mhm.
the way she handled it was devastating to me. And so I felt as though telling only added insult to injury and then made me feel even worse.
Right.
So what my goal is now is to teach children to tell, to help survivors to learn how to cope with their past while at the same time using cutting edge perfections and practices that can keep their mind in now. Because the problem with these types of abuses and all abuses actually is we cycle back and forth between then and now instead of learning how to stay in now, thrive in now, and go from shameful and blameful to blissful and gainful.
I
Right.
like
Right.
that. I
Right.
really
Right.
like that. So this being your own, personal story or a fictional, spin of your actual story, was it, or how was it for you to actually put this on paper and to putting in writing? Was it therapeutic for you? Was it hard for you? Like, what was it right actually, writing this book?
Well, it was both of the things that you described. It was therapeutic and it was very difficult. The title of the book, iComfortable Victim, it just really literally came from the skies, the way I describe it, came through my mind and just settled right in my gut. And what it meant to me was that I had become that. I had become a
Mhm.
comfortable victim over the span of my adulthood life as a result of what happened. And it was time to unfold all of that. And no matter
Right.
what the consequences were, I had to live my truth. That was the truth of my life. I could no longer hide from it. I could no longer secret it, and I could no longer allow it to eat at me from the inside out, which consequently caused me to get into bad relationship after bad relationship,
Mm-hmm.
bad marriage after bad marriage, bad decisions with men constantly, and I just saw a cycle of abuse unfold in my life. And I was
Right.
like, what is going on? I'm an educated woman. I have a law degree. I'm a, practicing attorney. For all intents and purposes, you look at it and everything looks great, but on the inside, I was crumbling from all of these devastations.
Right. See,
Okay.
I actually, by hearing your statement, I actually agree with what you're saying, because there were certain things that I've gone through in life, and even reading the title, iComfortable Victim, it's basically saying, like, I feel like you're saying, like, I've reached a point to now where I am comfortable with who I am and what I've been through, and I'm able to tell my story and the things that I've been through. So I'm interested in knowing, what part of the book do you feel has had one of the biggest impacts on your life, to why why the book was written in the first place.
Well, the part that has the largest impact on me, well, there's two parts actually, if I could answer it in a two part. Telling my story, being open and honest and sincere enough with myself to say, I'm no longer going to hide this because I don't want this affecting other
Mm-hmm.
aspects of my life any
Right.
longer. I want to be open with my family. I want to be open with my mate, my husband. I don't want
Right.
to hide anymore. So that was the biggest thing. And that's what I tell the people that I work with is truth has no judgment.
Right.
Truth
Absolutely.
is the window to your freedom. It's the beginning of freedom for survivors of childhood sexual abuse, survivors of any type of abuse, domestic violence, which I'm also a survivor of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have to accept the truth of your life. What I tell people is live well with your truth,
Mm-hmm.
because truth has no judgment. And so opening up and being able to tell my family, being able to tell my mom what happened to me, being able to explain to the world, I'm not ashamed anymore. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any more shame for what that situation caused in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is the therapy in the book. I've created a completely new type of therapy that my surrogate, Saxon De La Croix, the character in the book, she goes through this groundbreaking, out of the box kind of hypnotherapy that
Mm-hmm.
I created. Actually, somebody asked me, where can I get this therapy? I was like, well, it's not out yet, but one day I'm hoping that psychiatrists will pick it up and they'll go, oh my gosh, Victoria came up with this in a book, and we
Right.
need to be doing this to everybody.
Right, right.
But in the book, she goes through this very aggressive kind of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up going through like 3 months of living within 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get to the point that she needed to get to accept what happened to her, they put her under, but they implanted thoughts and different memories, and she's
Mm-hmm.
incorporated her own thoughts and own memories with the type of therapy that this is. And it's called like a replacement memory therapy,
Okay.
hypnotic replacement memory therapy treatment, kind of thing. And when she wakes up, she feels like she went through all of this,
Mm-hmm.
which is what she needed to heal. So
Right.
that's kind of what I went through. I took myself through that process. And at the end of it, I kind of had an awakening about journeying to my true self instead of all the things that happened to me made me something else. And I
Mm-hmm.
lost Victoria. And so the hypnotherapy treatment that I created, that I kind of took myself through, is what I think is really making a difference for people.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So I hear well, I'm actually looking at the back of the book, and it seems like Saxon, am I saying it correctly?
Yes.
Saxon, it seems like she's pretty successful. Pretty much a liked person. It says that she's adored by everyone that she encounters. So, and that kind of puts me in the mind of a lot of women today. I mean, there's no secret. There's a lot of beautiful women out there, and we're always touching on topics that deal with relationships and deal with
Mm-hmm.
successful women and different things. So, Is that, something that's actually real, that a lot of successful women, a lot of beautiful women that you would never be able to tell on the outside that they experience this, is that actually out there, and if so, how much?
Oh my goodness, it is so prevalent. I can't tell you the number of women that communicate with me of all age spectrums, all cultural spectrums, societal spectrums with regard to economic differences. The statistics are 1 in 4, and that's
Wow.
because we have that statistic because people do tell. But really, the statistic is closer to 1 in 3 because so many people don't tell.
Mhm.
So 1 out of 3 women have been sexually abused or assaulted as a child, and then also into young adulthood, like things corresponding to date rape.
Mhm.
So you have a large population of women who are hurting and they mask it. Like I did, you put a mask on top of it so you don't have to deal with it because you don't want to deal with it. You're like, "Oh, I'm
Mhm.
fine, no worries, everything's good. I'm making money, I'm successful. I got it going on. I've got a brand new Mercedes Benz. I just got
Right.
promoted on my
Right.
job,"
Exactly.
or
Yes.
Right.
whatever you think you can use to mask the truth of your pain.
Mhm.
So what I'm finding is I mean, constantly women of all spectrums, I mean, married women,
Mhm.
60-year-old women are contacting me and saying, "I never told. You're the first person that I told," because sometimes it takes a survivor to talk to you because you don't know how to deal with these emotions. And that's what
Right.
iComfortable Victim does. It's the starting point for people who want a point of contact to say, how do I start dealing with all of this pain? How do I start recognizing what happened to me and why? And how do I deal with these painful emotions? So iComfortable Victim is the beginning of that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that's
she has me over here in my thoughts about things that I've been through. You know what I mean? So what advice do you give to the women who do, contact you about what they've been through? What's something that you can share with us and
right. Some
with our
some
listeners
resources. What are some
about.
resources that are
Right.
out there for women that experience this?
Well, the greatest resource that's out there now is iComfortable Victim and a program that I'm unfolding right now called An Open Heart Journey to Your True Self, where people can work one on one with me. My background, obviously, I have a law degree. I practiced
Mhm.
family law for the last 9 years. My undergraduate is in sociology with a minor in psychology from the University of Texas at Austin.
Okay.
So these ideas have all been mulling around in some form or fashion in my head for all of these years, and iComfortable Victim is the culmination of that, along with my nonprofit organization, which is called Beyond the Unveiling.
Mhm.
And the nonprofit is dedicated to the pursuit of eradicating childhood sexual abuse, which I'm really outside of the box here because my nonprofit not only assists women and children, it also assists pedophiles.
Oh wow.
Because
Okay.
if
So
you're going to,
you.
yeah, if you're going to talk about a comprehensive approach to eradicating childhood sexual abuse, you can't do it without including the pedophile
Right.
and what's
Right.
Absolutely.
going
Right.
on in their head. Because without changing them, nothing changes.
Right.
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 So when this piece of the puzzle, so to speak, came together for me as I was making the program and writing the program for Beyond the Unveiling, it just, again, that thing just dropped in my head and settled right in my gut. You are to deal with pedophiles in this because
Mhm.
they're the root cause. And if we can get in their head, start transforming them, start changing them, start getting an understanding of what's happening, and do that hardcore soul work. I call it a soul
Yeah.
stain. We all
Yeah.
have
Absolutely.
soul
Definitely.
stains.
Absolutely.
And the pedophiles have soul stains, but they're so ostracized from society. Nobody wants to deal with them because of what they've done. And I abhor what they've done. I was a
Right.
victim of what they did. But that doesn't mean that I can't say, hey, because of the experiences that I've had, I have extreme in-depth knowledge of the way pedophiles think. So let's get that knowledge out of here and use it in programming to help other children 100 years from now. Maybe we can start to eradicate childhood
Right,
sexual
right,
abuse.
right.
Right. So why don't you go ahead and let people know where they can find your book, or if you have a website, or social media, and things like that.
Yes, thank you. www.iComfortableVictim.com, just simply the name of the book, iComfortable Victim. And then my nonprofit is www.beyond, and that's BYOND, beyondtheunveiling.com. And then you can also find me on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And then as well, you can also purchase the book through Barnes and Noble and Amazon.com.
Okay. Can we be expecting like a movie spinoff from this? Something like that?
Well, pretty much it's been in the works, and I'm talking to screenplay writers. Have been kind of mulling that idea around with a lot of people, because the book is just really a place where people can find help. That's really what iComfortable Victim is about, a starting point for survivors to say, I'm ready, because you have to be ready to start this journey.
Right.
I wasn't ready until I was almost like 42 years old, because I just decided, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine. But then my life told a different story. Your life doesn't lie. All you have to do is look back and kind of do inventory, do a little bit of checks and balances, and your life is going to tell you where the problems are so you can start dealing with it. But one of the things you asked a minute ago, that I say to my survivor siblings, is because I really struggled with this area for many years, and it was about purity. Because of course, I never got a choice. I didn't have a choice to be pure.
Okay.
So what I say to my survivor siblings, and I mean it from my heart, the ones who struggle where I struggled the most, is you were pure then and you are pure now. You're pure now and you were pure then. You were not at fault. You didn't do anything wrong. And that guilt complex that is a byproduct, it's an automatic byproduct of childhood sexual abuse, shame, blame, and guilt, that we need to start just throwing that out. Survivor just completely dismantle. It's kind of like a jackhammer. When you see a jackhammer just going at the concrete on the street, that's what survivors have to do, is jackhammer all of that soul stain out of them so that they can be refreshed and revived and renewed.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, I don't think anybody could say that much better. So there you have it. Miss Victoria Broussard, author of iComfortable Victim. Make sure you go check out her websites. Check out the book at Barnes & Nobles and Amazon.com. And it was a pleasure to have you, just to hear you speak about this issue. So we definitely appreciate you here at Play Radio and Gag the Network. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. There you have it, Miss Victoria Broussard. You heard it from the woman herself. Be on the lookout for the movie too. I got a feeling it's going to come.
And the therapy sessions too.
And those therapy sessions.
And
those therapy sessions. That was great. That was awesome.
I enjoyed her. She got me in my feelings. So, no, she did, and what she's doing is great.
Right?
So.
Yeah, that was dope. So.
Gagler.
What's going on?
Hey, what's your name,
Hello?
man?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name, man?
This is Ant Thomas.
Hey, you want to come and talk with Play Radio?
Yes, I'm supposed to be connecting to Play Radio.
Okay, cool, man. Hang on one sec.
You know what I mean?
You probably don't know you're a victim of abuse until you actually find out what abuse is.
Yeah, you never know.
Put your headphones on.
Hello?
Can you please put your headphones on? Thank you so much. You guys have a caller.
Oh, we got a caller. Keep the music on. I think I know who this is.
Keep the music on.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, Ant, what's good?
What's going on?
All right, bro. So we're actually on a music break right now. We're gonna play like 2 songs. So just stay on the line. Just make sure your phone don't hang. You can do whatever it is you got to do. We're not on air. We're not